What's up, mob? Hey, it's your favorite industry outsider. And boy, if you're not watching Arenacross, I strongly recommend it. The action is unbelievable. These guys put it on the line every evening, sometimes on Saturday and on Friday, both nights. It's crazy. And the battle we have is unbelievable. There's a battle between Kyle Peters, the four-time champion, going for his fifth, and Supercross regular Ryan Brees, who was out all last year with an injury and wasn't even planning to do this series, but it is getting awesome.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
So in Arenacross, they run qualifiers, semis, and the LCQ. Then they do two main events. It's awesome. So they do one main event. However they finish, they invert them. And in Arenacross, they do a two-row start. So if you win that first main event, you start on the back row. It makes for some wild racing action. So it's become pretty much a two-man show between Ryan Brees and Kyle Peters. And it's on track, off track. The mind games are next level.
It's my time now.
Brees is tough. He's not a guy you want to mess with.
Had that dude slam into me a little bit, and yeah, whatever. You made a little contact, and then
just on the ropes. Poor Kyle Peters just sounds like a broken man. I mean, you can literally hear it in his interviews.
Yeah, it felt great. Did what I came out here, and unfortunately got caught up with another rider and lost a bunch of time. So it is what it is.
Because making it up here twice in a night is not an easy feat. What did you do good out there tonight?
One of those nights. Live to fight another day.
How are you feeling?
It is what it is. You know what? We'll go back, work hard.
Kristen, the girl who does the podium announcers, is like, cheer up, Kyle.
Need you to be proud of yourself because
like he's that down in the dumps. You wouldn't know he still has a 9-point lead. And for Arenacross, that's a big lead. They have a different point system. So essentially, Brees can win out the remaining 4 rounds. He can win almost every race, and I believe he's still the champion. Peters would still, if he can come in second, he's still the champion, the way the point system works. But, I don't know, we're heading to Daytona for a single round the night before Supercross, and then a double header the following weekend, and then they have the finale in Vegas. So it's going to get a lot more interesting, especially think about how many Supercross guys are probably going to jump in at Daytona. There's got to be a few privateers that want to make a little money the Friday night before Daytona. The one thing about Brees, though, is he didn't know he was going to be doing this series the entire time. In Wisconsin, which was the second round, in the first main event, he had an issue. He crashed. And instead of racing to get like third or fourth, he went, well, I'll just pull off. Then I get front row for the second one because I'm just racing for money. I'm just trying to get wins.
Who is a couple laps down. Looks like he may have pulled off.
Had he gone out there and raced, we'd be looking at a completely different series. That and he had a flat tire at one event. And then Peters has been struggling mentally. He's never had this kind of competition in Arenacross before, and it's messing with his head. First he started on the 250, then he switched to a 450. Now he's back to a 250. He's second guessing himself. He just looks like a mental mess. And then in third, you've got Arenacross regular Kyle Bitterman, who had this nasty crash where he knocked himself silly, finished the race, didn't even know where he was, so they sat him down for the rest of the evening. He did race the next weekend, which was up for debate, and he had another little crash, but it wasn't even his fault. Brees came over and kind of clipped him, and he went down. Luckily, no more further injuries, but I'm glad to see they kind of took it a little bit serious and at least sat him out for the evening. The other guy you see on the podium all the time is a modern-day Denny Stevenson. Austin Politelli is so fast, such a good rider. Can somebody please buy this boy some track shoes, though? He looks out of gas after about 3 laps. He can't even make the 1 versus 1 versus 1. So they do that. So after semis, before the LCQs, they have a 1v1, like a one-on-one race, and then they vote in a third guy. It's pretty cool. It's kind of like the old Dash for Cash, and these guys will make, upwards of $500 to $1,000 if they win that. So Politelli looks good in that, but he still almost looks like he gets tired in that. I'm like, come on, man. Work on the cardio. You're a professional racer.
A little slow at the beginning. Took me a while to get around Isaiah, I think his name is. Sorry.
Another guy that I really like watching is Isaiah Clark. This guy's number 4 from last year, and I guess he's had a lot of injuries, so he's coming back, but man, his technique is really good. I feel like this guy could transfer over to Supercross, no problem. He hits big rhythms. He's a lot of fun to watch. He's going to get strong as this series nears the end because, he's coming in injured. There's a bit of a break before Daytona, so I'm interested to see how Isaiah Clark returns in Daytona. Speaking of that, these guys are always on the road, and guess what? It's hard to eat healthy on the road. So check out the Coach Rob store. He's got recipe books for on the road, whatever you need to keep you eating clean and healthy. Epic Garage Designs. Epic Garage Designs will get your garage looking so cool. There's packages, we got all sorts of stuff. So hit up epicgaragedesigns.com if you want your garage to look like a Barrett Jackson showroom. And the characters in Arenacross are unbelievable. You even have a 2-stroke guy. Jared Lesher's out there just flying on that 2-stroke, and who doesn't love the sound of a 2-stroke ripping whoops?
He makes up a lot of ground on that far side.
Lesher is really good. I mean, let's not forget, last year during Supercross, he made 450 main events on a 250 2-stroke, or 300, whatever they're running. I think it's a 250, but man, they've got that thing running good. Then we've got the young guns, Kalana Humphrey, Crockett Myers. Crockett Myers is so much fun to watch, and Pingree loves his announcement. David Pingree and Buddy Antunez, who are the Arenacross announcers, love talking about how hyped he is on coffee. He does some really fun interviews. He goes out there, he absolutely sends it. And then he actually gave away a jersey he puked on. Yeah, true story. He puked on it while he's getting the announcer. They're like, hey, does anyone want this puke jersey? And he threw it into the crowd. It was awesome.
I hold my ground and screw everybody else. That was a boner air. But shout out to who's ever behind me. Holy shit, dude. Anybody want to throw a jersey? Raise your hands. Make some noise, dude.
In that same interview, he's talking about a guy that kept running into him. Well, that's another young gun, Caden Lewis. And you'll recognize a lot of these names. They've all been racing Supercross Futures. Great for these 3 guys that really have a future in this sport. Man, they're getting gate drops. They're learning. So Kalana Humphrey, who absolutely sends it. He is so much fun to watch. Let's not forget, Kalana Humphrey last year at this time was on a Super Mini. He was riding amateur day at the Arenacrosses on a Super Mini. And now he's making main events. He's fun to watch, and if you haven't followed him on Instagram, go do it. He's a great follow. He also hits some big jumps. He does some cool stuff. So, yeah, 3 young guns. Crockett Myers, Caden Lewis, and Kalana Humphrey. Hey, if you want your bad guy merchandise, your industry outsider shirts, head over to ridestrap.com. They've got goggles, shirts, and they will be with me in Daytona. Like I said, we're going to have the Cooksey Cookout, if you can make it there, on the Monday following the Daytona Supercross. Register, go to cookseymob.com, and you can register for your spot for the cookout. And I've heard Coach Rob might even make it. If you're shipping anything via truck, use Precision Transport. They love motocross. And guess what? They haven't forgot about customer service and reasonable pricing. So check out Precision Transport at pretransport.com. The characters in Arenacross are something you can't buy this. This is amazing.
Concerned about them. I was just worried about getting paid and getting laid.
I'm here for it.
Cody Groves. This guy, I cannot get enough of Cody Groves. David Pingree also constantly talks about Cody Groves, his partying, his antics. But the dude can ride too. He's really fast. But I love when he gets on the mic and just goes bonkers.
Me and Stu Baylor down at the Shoals and X have been grinding. I mean, we've been slamming some beverages and we've been laying down laps. It's been a great time. I hope everybody out here enjoyed that, because I know I enjoyed the heck out of it. Come on, make some noise! Dude, I put this RM Army, this Moto Nation, Lee Taylor, Baker Speed, Suzuki, and Fourth Gear, and I held it wide open. I came through those loops pretty quick, not the fastest, but it was all right. And dude, I'm just having a blast out here doing this for all the boys back home. A couple of my boys got hurt this week. Cameron Madison, Braxton Becker. Carnell's out with an ankle injury due to a dummy. But I'm doing this for the women too. My handle's Cody Gross 315, and I'm single and ready to mingle.
And it's authentic. He seems like a bit of a wild card. So I love Cody Groves. I can't get enough of him. Here's a bunch of his interviews.
It feels good. I got a little sick this week. I threw up like about 7 pounds of stuff, so I just glad I was out here, man. I rode pretty good. I'm not very confident in my riding right now tonight. That's why I didn't want to do the interview before. But the main event tonight, I got to give it out to my man, Toby Keith. Rest in peace, dude. I hope all these fans are raising those red Solo Cups tonight, paying tribute. I mean, man, half of us should have been Cowboys, but we ended up riding dirt bikes.
The first main, cool. If it happens in the second main, cool. If it happens next week, cool.
Last week, you had a little shameless plug, told the girls you're single, you're ready to mingle, gave out your Instagram. Did you have any girls sliding into the DMs?
I had 2, but that's 2 more than before.
And get slipped in those DMs. I would love that. I got 3 things to say. One thing, Kristen Banks, you grew a lot of facial hair. Second thing I want to say, Kalana Humphrey, you were barking out there, dude. You deserve that. I'm a little mad you beat me. But the third thing I got to say is, I don't belong in this thing. I want to be up there in the fight. Let's get her going, boys. Next week in Reno, we're going to go to the podium. Yeah!
So there's 3 rounds in Daytona. Then they go from there to the finals in Las Vegas. Can Ryan Brees overtake the Arenacross? I don't know if he'd call him the king yet because Buddy Antoness had 5 championships, but Kyle Peters is the reigning king, and he's had 4 in a row. Will this be stopped by Ryan Brees? Man, I bet he really wishes he had that Wisconsin round back. Bet he wishes he would have got, if he just got a few points, we'd be looking at a whole different championship. But that's the thing with Arenacross. These guys are just, they're making a living. They're not racing Supercross. And that's what Brees probably thought he was going to be doing because he's done that in the past. And then he went, wait a second, this Arenacross thing's pretty cool. I'm surprised more guys don't go this route. So guys, remember, subscribe. I appreciate it. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. If you have subscribed, double check, make sure you're still subscribed. For some reason, people are getting unsubscribed. They're not doing it. It's just happening. Like I said, if you're not watching Arenacross, or if you're going to be in Daytona or Vegas, you need to get your tickets. Or just order the pass. Arenacross All Access. These guys are awesome, and I support them. I think it's more fun to watch. It's definitely more exciting than actual Supercross. These guys, it's just a little less polished. It's what motocross was or Supercross was in the 90s. It's fun. So enjoy, guys.